Hey guys, I updated this chart, so I wanted to let you know. I made sure to put all of the new moons and the full moons in here. And so this first full moon, we had the three major fulfillments we had in the fall of 2012. The first one landed on a full moon, the second one landed on the new moon, and the third one landed on the first crescent. So, this calendar that I did, here's the full moon here, and then the second fulfillment occurred on the new moon here, and the third fulfillment occurred on the first crescent of the new moon. So I found some interesting things in here. In September, we had the new moon on the trumpets, as always, and then we had the full moon on the first day of Sukkot. I don't know if it's always like that or not. Then we had, the first crescent on this fulfillment, and then the full moon on October 29th, which was the first day of Passover on this timeline. And then we had the new moon. We had a new moon on December 14th, which was the 5th month. And the reason I thought that was interesting was because I did this search in Bible Gateway for 7th month, and it brought up a lot of scriptures having to do with the standard feasts and a few other things that are kind of interesting if you want to look at it. You can pause to read that. But the thing that really got me was this scripture in 2nd Chronicles. In the 3rd month, they began to lay the foundation of the heaps and finished them in the 7th month. So if you look at the chart, the third month, or the third moon, from this third fulfillment in fall of 2012 would be 1, 2, 3. It would land exactly on December 14th. That is the first crescent, I believe, of the new moon. Yeah. So here's the new moon on this day, and then this day is the first crescent. So we know that their calendar, there's debate amongst a lot of different people on whether they should start the month on the new moon or the first crescent. So this was the first crescent. So that was kind of just, I don't know, maybe just a coincidence or just interesting. I'm not really sure, but considering everything else, I don't know. I don't really think it's a coincidence, but I'm not sure what it means. But it says they began to lay the foundation for the heaps on the first day of the 3rd month. So that's the 3rd month from the 3rd fulfillment, right there on December 14th. And then the 7th month would be, that's the 3rd, then 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th month would be April 10th. So the scripture itself, again, is saying in the 3rd month they began to lay the foundation of the heaps and finished them in the 7th month. So if we look at this word heaps, it can mean, this is the primitive root, to pile up or to be gathered together. And it also means sheaves. There's another definition of it that means sheaves. So that's representative of the rapture, gathering together. And piling up, I'm not sure what that would represent, but it might represent something else. But anyway, it just says that here in December 14th, they began to create the piles, and then they were completed here in April 10th. I have no idea if that has any bearing on this at all. Like I said, but I just thought it was interesting that it landed on that date. And then we have when the 7th month was come, the children of Israel were in the cities, and the people gathered themselves together as one to Jerusalem. Do you remember there's also a new Jerusalem in heaven? Here's another one. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month, which was in the 7th year. So that might be something else. It might actually be the 7th year of Daniel, which is in 2016, I think. The 7th year. The first year of Daniel, 7 years, was in 2009. So we're in the midst of it right now, and then the 7th year is in 2016. So that might be a reference to that. And then they brought the law before the congregation on the 1st day of the 7th month. And Esther was taken to the king in the 10th month. So the 10th month also would be like at the end here. So like this very first fulfillment would be 1 on the full moon. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 10th month also again could be right here. So this would April would be the 7th month from the 3rd fulfillment, and it would be the 10th month from the 1st fulfillment. And we have a few more that you can research if you want to. But it says down here, some of this is also the feast days, but we have that 21st day of the 7th month that the Lord shakes the heavens and the earth. That's Haggai 2. And the 21st day, of the 7th month is the first, let's see, it's the 7th day of Sukkot. And that there's a lot of references to the rapture with the 7th day of Sukkot, but with the 21st day of the 7th month, which is the same day, there's all these references to, or it literally says that the Lord will shake the heavens and the earth. So we had one in February that landed on right during the time we were having all those meteors. And here's what I'm kind of wondering, and I obviously don't know this, but it's kind of wondering if there's some kind of warning process going on right now in February. Because we have 3 fulfillments, 1, 2, 3 fulfillments in 3 major fulfillments in fall of 2012, right? And then we have 3, so then we have 3 7th months, you know what I'm saying? Because the 7th month is when the Israelites were in their cities. The 7th month is really important. It's always the 7th, after 7 days, after 7 months, after 7 years, that kind of thing. So from these 3 fulfillments, we have 3 periods of the 7th month. So the first 7th month is here in February. The second 7th month is in March, and the third 7th month is in April. So that's why this is a really high watch period. And the fact that we had events occurring on each one of these days so far in February, and like today is President's Day, so that might simply be all that is about. This alignment happening on President's Day. And then the next alignment is lined up with the full moon. And maybe that's all it has to do with, because like I said, these are kind of soft dates right here, because these 7-day periods are not really connected with Moses. They're just connected with the Noah's 40 days, but there might be soft fulfillments, because so maybe that's what that is. It's just an alignment with President's Day and alignment with the full moon. But then next month we repeat again what we had here. So what I'm wondering is if we had, you know, the 8-point quake on atonement here, and the asteroid passing on the 7th day of Passover, and all those meteors on the 7th day of Sukkot, and this event here on the 1st day of Sukkot. I'm just wondering what's in store for this second 7th month period, because this was the first 7th month. Then we're going to have a second 7th month and a third 7th month. So the second 7th month in March, what are we looking at for atonement this time? Last time we had the 8-point quake. You see what I'm saying? Last time we had the 8-point quake on atonement. And so this next time, the second one, it's almost like the 3 woes. It makes me think of the 3 woes, you know, 1, 2, 3, like warnings, like it's coming, it's coming. And this is, it seems like maybe that's what's going on, but obviously I don't know. But maybe something bigger will happen on atonement in this period. I mean, you know, you guys know I'm not the only one that's been looking at this date. We had Dewey Burton looking at this date, what, 20 years ago? I mean, I don't even know how long ago it was. It was a long time ago. It was long before anybody knew about these other fulfillments. You know, and I've seen several other watchers, Christian watchers, talking about this date as well, just from completely different studies, and just everybody's coming from a different angle, so it's not just me looking at that. And I'm just wondering if, you know, if something's going to happen on this atonement period right here, having to do with an earthquake, I guess what I'm saying, because we had the 8-point earthquake up here on atonement. So is that what's coming up for the second? I don't know. And then we had on the 7th day of Passover, we had those meteors, and the 7th day of Sukkot, we had those meteors. So again, the 21st day in Haggai 2 says, the Lord will shake the heavens and the earth. That's the 7th day of Sukkot. So in February, you know, the first 7th month period, we had all those meteors. We had the first meteor. The first was this was really interesting too. The first asteroid passed on this day, and then right after that, and then that same day they had the meteorite strike New York, Russia, and that was a third the size of the asteroid. And then right after that, they had a meteor pass over San Francisco, and that was a third the size of the meteorite that struck Russia. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but go watch those news broadcasts. And I think I have it in my playlist, Meteors. But that was kind of bizarre. So is it possible? I mean, I think it's possible. I don't really know whether it's true or not. None of us will until it happens. But I think it's possible there might be another event here, you know, on the 7th day of Sukkot, which is the 21st day. So, and then we have another one. We have the third 7th month happening here in April. So then atonement would be here, and then the 7th day of Sukkot, the 21st day, would be down here at the end of April. So that's kind of what I've been looking at. So if you want to check out these new moons and the full moons here, I put them all in. They're on the right dates, and so that's pretty much that. Also, I noticed that Moses came down right here on a full moon as well in December. So that's pretty much it. I'm out of time. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.